Tell us what you think. So it's really interesting this. 4 in 10 Gen Z employees say they want to work in an office, according to a survey by Bupa. They found workers aged between 16 and 24 report feeling lonely after starting their careers during COVID and landing jobs that meant they had to work from home. It's all they were ever used to. It's not just about a desire to be in an office. It's about feeling they've missed out on key bonding opportunities like going for drinks with colleagues after work or chatting by the water cooler. And this is something I captured myself in the JV newsroom this morning. The joy of the office is just people come together. So over there, we've got a couple of colleagues, young colleagues. Look, they're having a lovely chat by the water cooler. Let's go and have a listen. So here we go. It's Laura and Tamika chatting here.
Who does he think he is? Always coming in and is like, well, why can't he just get changed before he gets in it?
I completely agree with you. I just don't understand it, really.
It's completely embarrassing.
Yeah, I agree.
Hi, guys. It's Jeremy. Just wondering, we're just doing a bit of thing of the joy of chatting in the office. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we were just talking about the
You
weather.
look great today,
yeah,
Jeremy. You look great.
Yeah, you look amazing. Fantastic.
Something odd was going on. I don't know what was going on. But there we are. So I guess I'd be a little bit old-fashioned about this because I just remember offices. Mm-hmm. Would you be the same, Georgina?
Yes.
Offices and going into the office was what a job meant?
Very much so. And the novelty of working from home over COVID soon wore off, and I couldn't wait to get back into an office again, quite frankly. And
you have to work in an office in a way.
Although in lockdown, the first lockdown was tricky, but the second and third one, we became quite effective at teaching virtually. Although I think...
I have my doubts about that, but anyway.
Reasonably effective. Yeah. Although I do think with young people and older people, we're in a century where people are not as well connected. So there's an author called Dr. Narina Hertz, and she published a book called The Lonely Century.
Yes.
And it's all about how there's a huge epidemic amongst older people and young people where we're now isolated, even though it's really perverse because we're in a world where we're much more connected with technology, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but actually face-to-face connection is down. And I think with young people in particular, of course, there'll be people with exceptions with health conditions or inability to travel into work. But for most people, especially in the early part of the career, you want the physical connection in terms of the professional development, the social networking, the mentoring, the access to long-term career paths.
There we go. So you probably agree with that, Georgina, would you?
I do, absolutely. And I'm amazed that teachers, I was going to say to you, actually, did you like doing Zoom? I mean, surely it's better being in a classroom and seeing all these engaging young faces staring back at you and the bounce between.
My worry is that I'm 100% advocate of face-to-face teaching. Teaching is about the individual relationship with a person that you can only develop in a tangible room with them. But my worry is with digital solutions, they seem to be quite cheap, effective, and the results are okay. They're not as effective, and I think governments around the world are thinking, actually, we can find a cheap way of delivering things like education.
Listen, we'll talk another day about AI teachers, but if we go down that route where we'd all rather do it by Zoom, they'll bring out, schools will just employ AI teachers. That's what they'll do, and that's probably coming round the corner. But anyway, this is all about working from home and whether it's actually been bad for young people. David, are you a young person?
No.
David in Southampton, you're not in your teens?
No, not exactly.
Do you think technology has led us up the garden path here?
Just to digress just a moment, your shirt is a non-jacket shirt.
Oh,
that's just you shouldn't be covering that shirt up. You shouldn't have a jacket to cover it up. You should have it off.
Have it off.
But anyway, I digress. Right.
Go on then.
From my point of view, everyone needs to be going back to the office because it's not only the youngster people that want to learn. If the older people aren't there, who are they going to learn from?
How would you, Georgina, let me just ask Georgina, could you force people back to the office, though? Young people don't like being forced to do anything.
No, I don't think there should be a ban. I definitely think there is an option. You should have an option to work from home because certain situations call for it. But I don't think you're as productive
from home.
Yeah, and I don't think you're as productive. I mean, I noticed during COVID, you're asking a question on GChat or over Zoom, and it could take 5-10 minutes for someone to come back to, even half an hour, whereas I can just get up, walk to the other side of the office, get the answer or whatever that I need, and come back and crack on with my day.
Yeah.
And there is the FOMO, as it were, that people are going off for drinks after work. I've made friends in the workplace. I have friends now. We socialise after work, separately from work. I think COVID stopped a lot of social interaction. So surely this is a way to bring it all back again.
David, what about that as, you know, the water cooler moment? 1 minute people meet at the water cooler, then they go and, you know, play rounders at the weekend or something.
My main reason for ringing. 2 days ago, I think it was, people were going on about the hospitality business going down. People aren't, if they're not in the offices, they're not going to buy their lunch or going for a social drink or whatever, you know.
Shops.
And I think that, you know, as I say, I'm not forcing anybody to go back to the offices, but I think everybody should.
Okay,
Because
David, thank you so much.
Everybody will interact.
Thank you, David. Sue in Lincolnshire, hi.
Hi.
What do you think, Sue?
Thank you for speaking to me. Good morning.
All right, no trouble. What would you like to say?
Well, I'd like to say I think that people should go to work because I think there's too much isolation with the younger generation anyway, with doing everything on phones and devices and such. You have to deal with people in life. And if you're only dealing with, you don't get any of this, what people are actually like, unless you're working with them, talking to them, and being able to get to know different personalities, so different situations arise, and you're then able to deal with those better.
But what if you're somebody who, your job is basically going to an office and you make lots of calls around the country, so you're somebody who needs to, I don't know, book appointments for someone. You could do all that from home, couldn't you? You don't need the water cooler.
No, of course you can, but I think initially you should go to work to learn your trade, you know, even if you're going for a year to get used to it, because I think otherwise you're just sitting and you can become isolated. I unfortunately had to retire early, and I've worked for the majority of my life, but you become isolated very quickly.
Yeah.
And if you start off isolated, you've got no hope.
No, do you know, I hear, what do you mean in your retirement you felt isolated, Sue?
Well, just the fact that I can't really work, not even from home.
Understood.
Because of different conditions. But I do think that younger people don't always, you know, they sit at home all the time. I know, obviously, they go out with...
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sue. Young people don't... The model of working life that we're describing here, where at 5:30 or 6:30, we all say, let's go down the pub. I don't think young people do that anymore.
Totally different.
I don't think they know what a round is. Have you ever seen a young person buy a round?
I think
they all
probably
tap
can't
their
afford.
cards individually.
Well, the young people, again, I saw an article recently, perhaps in the Times, young people on Friday nights out, they're going for runs, Zumba classes, pottery classes, but they're not going drinking. That's not the dumb thing anymore.
But why? So I don't get, where is this thing of, you know, this health kick and not drinking and not having fun, not swearing? Where's it come from?
The aesthetics of social media.
Is it?
Yeah. No, it looks great to have, like, you know, the Instagram body that people try and strive for.
It's the age of the influencer, isn't it?
Okay. Well, John, I think we're influencers here, I think.
Yeah.
John says working from home, especially for young people, can't be good. Everyone is becoming so isolated. We do need each other. Partly, you know, it's about spending time with people you don't like. I mean, you shouldn't just be able to choose who you spend time with. Dawn says people have got different preferences. What happened to telling people or letting people have choices? So there we are. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We'd love to see more of your comments on the social media. Don't forget, we've got Instagram, TikTok, X, etc. Thanks for all your calls on this. Later, Matt will be asking if young people are too quick to call in sick. Former John Lewis boss Charlie Mayfield thinks that they call in sick too early. After the break, we got the papers and everything else. We're going to do a catch-up on all the Trump news I missed while I was on holiday.